You can see the main post office there on Georgia Street. The crowd just starting to get revved up. Some of them are relatively well behaved, but then these yahoos in the front, you can see them starting to taunt the police and throw stuff. And this is when it all started to escalate. Again, you've got these yahoos in there with thousands of other people who either just want to watch or don't want to go home or what have you, or do want to go home and can't, and they're caught up in this melee.
Yeah, I'm always so shocked to see people that stand in front of a police officer with a shield and a helmet and taunt them or go after them. It's really shocking to see on Georgia Street, a street that you drive up and down. I mean, how many times have you driven up and down that street? And this is right in our city, right in our backyard. So very shocking footage to see.
Well, the police did tell us earlier they had a plan for this, for any contingency, but I don't think they expected it to get out of control this early in the evening.
This is new footage that we've just received, so a different view. You're seeing the police there in their armor and their shields. They have their bats in their hand. Other VPD and RCMP there, and of course we were just mentioning that we have received word that the RCMP are sending in reinforcement to downtown Vancouver now. The smashed windows there on Georgia Street at the Bank of Montreal.
And we do know that the mounted squad, along with as you mentioned, the RCMP reinforcements coming in, ERT squad on the scene, the riot squad, as they try to disperse. And this
is live footage that you're looking at now. Live footage of the violence that is happening. I think I just saw Rob Brown's face there. So Rob Brown, there he is. Rob Brown is right in the middle of it. Rob, can you hear us?
I can hear me, Tamara. Yeah, so we're at yet another vehicle that's been flipped over here. We've got some, it looks like somebody's dousing us in what appears to be something out of a window here, Jazz. Fire hydrant up top of one of these buildings. Obviously trying to get to the vehicle. Not having a lot of luck. That was a mild spray. But yeah, we are just north of Georgia on the west side, of the east side, rather, of the bay, where this crowd has converged here. They've been breaking windows all along the side of the bay, and as you can see, they've set another vehicle on fire here. That's the fifth by my count, I believe. Parkade just up the way we saw earlier, that was on fire, and it's pretty much chaos here. I don't see any police in this area, this direct. Whoa, I don't know what that was. Something's going up with that vehicle, but we assume officers, those mounted officers, are within the vicinity. Currently on either side of the crowd here. Right now, man, it is smoking hot. As you can see, again, young man. Yep, there's another one. A lot of them are just fueled on adrenaline right now. And loving the ride. It's really unpredictable. I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
I am, Rob. Sorry, I know you probably can't hear me very well. We're having a very difficult time hearing you. I don't know if you can hold your microphone closer, but I mean, we're getting this, what you're saying. You're thinking this is probably the fifth vehicle you've seen on fire. You're right by the bay. A lot of people gathered around, obviously taking photos. What's on the ground?
Let me ask you if you can hear me better first. Can you hear me all right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
much better, much better.
Yeah, well, what's on the ground behind us seems to be some of that foam from that fire extinguisher that someone sprayed out of a window here. Somebody broke some windows just next to me at what appears to be a dollar store. You hear a fire or an alarm from a building ringing in behind me. You hear that? And on the ground, yeah, are just a bunch of idiots who are dancing around this thing, continue to throw bottles into this fire, and they explode. People jump back. Jazz, give us a look. Give us a look here, Jazz. So look. Yeah, it really is chaos here. We have a couple of security guards with us, and I'm really fortunate that we were able to bring them down here with us, because frankly, it's a scary situation. But yeah, as many people who are into this crowd here, there are those who are just curious. And you see the technology of today, everybody posing with photographs, Jazz, and you can pick some of that off. Look at this guy right here. He's got a tripod set up. It's like he's taking tourist photos for an album. Now, people don't understand the gravity of what's happening here, but it's definitely a blight, as we've mentioned before, on the city, and it's pretty frightening. Earlier tonight, we saw fire engines. They were bringing the fire engines close to those fires, those vehicles that were on fire. They would clear the crowd eventually. They get hoses in on a vehicle like this. I don't see any sign of fire crews. I don't see any sign of police. Typically, generally what they do is they'll let them peter out, and then they'll get to the point where they'll put them out. Nobody's willing to come in here just yet, and if it does, I imagine it's going to get ugly.
Right, Rob. Couple of quick questions that we have. Who's on the roof above the bay there? We see a couple of people on the roof up there to your right.
Yeah, just in behind us, Jazz,
Yeah.
the people on the roof. They're just citizens. I don't know who they are. One guy's about to light a bowl there. He's smoking some weed. But yeah, they're clad in black. Somehow they've climbed to the top of the roof.
Okay.
They're getting a view of the scene here. Just more onlookers, Tamara. I mean, I don't know if they're the people who set this thing off or not, or they're just the curious. It's hard to tell the serious disturbance from
how
just the
many
curious
people are
onlookers.
down there, Rob? How many people would you estimate are down there?
Yeah, well, waiting through the crowd to get here, I would say at least a few thousand. This immediate vicinity, it's hard to tell, right? Because I'm ground level and I can't get a look above everybody. But I would imagine in this block, this one block, pushing 1,000.
So Rob, you've been in these situations, perhaps not quite like this before, but why? And I don't want you to speculate on what the police are planning to do or not, but you would have thought by now that the mounted squad, perhaps the riot squad, would have been in there trying to clear some of that area out.
Yeah, you know what? I'm curious about that myself. I think that's a question we can look to get an answer for it another day. We've got a plumber here who's indicating that what we're getting is the smell of polyethylene rather, which could be borderline lethal if ingested. So we're taking his advice and we're getting away from that smoke right now. Although you can see what we're heading to is yet another vehicle on fire just down the block here. So yeah, this seems to be this seems to be where much of the action is taking place. We are in the thick of it here. One bystander ran right into our photographer here. It didn't seem very apologetic. But yeah, it's a bit of a concern, and we're getting closer to some of this fire that we're seeing. This beamer that's been set on fire. Obviously, somebody left it here. Probably went down and caught the game, and right now it's on fire, and on top of it there's a newspaper box. Look at that. Look at that. Now that's an idiot. I don't know if you saw that. Somebody tried to jump over the vehicle that's on fire, fell into the flames, got up, arms in the air, and kept going. And that's the kind of people that are down here right now, just clueless. The antenna. Jazz, we got to move as a unit here away from this area. Yeah, we're gonna back up here. It's actually very, very hot.
Yeah, Rob, these are unbelievable pictures we're seeing from you and Jazz right now.
So Rob, just stay with us. I know you got to back up a little bit, but we're going to stay with Jazz's camera here at Georgia and Seymour. We've got 2 car fires going, and obviously some inane behavior on the part of some. We just saw a guy try to jump into the flames. How else can you describe that? Of this BMW that's burning outside the bay tonight.
Absolutely, and obviously, you know, I'm watching people pull their Canucks jerseys over their mouths so it's easier for them to breathe with all this smoke. It's a very dangerous situation down there for a number of reasons, obviously, and Rob and Jazz are in the thick of it.
Are you okay there now, Rob? You all right?
We're still hot, Jazz. We're still hot. The camera's still up and on the air.
Okay, Rob, and we are on the air with you now, so we can hear what you're saying. Any sign of any police, whether they be mounted, riot, or otherwise?
Well,
Yeah, no sign of police. Here comes a pallet somebody's trying to throw. But no sign of police. They're letting this one burn off. And someone's going to get hurt here. And someone's going to get seriously hurt here. This is just sheer stupidity. What is the point of that behavior? But no, to answer your question, Mike, no sign of police as of yet, but you can be sure that they're monitoring things. They have been. There's a little pop on one of the windows. They have been all along.
Rob, have you ventured to speak to any of these people and ask them what they're thinking?
Yeah, you know what? Not since I've been back out, Tamara. Earlier on, with those previous car fires that I was at, I did speak with some people. Some people really outraged at what they were seeing. You know what? I'm going to speak with a guy right now that I spoke with earlier. I want to talk to you. Remember we spoke earlier tonight?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
What are you telling me about what you think is happening in your city right now?
It's truly disgusting what's going on in our city right now. How people have the morals of flipping and burning other people's property.
It's hard to speak, and we're going to let you go. What
Rob?
we're taking in right now is tear gas, I believe. We're going to put our masks on because I'm losing my ability to breathe.
Rob, and
All of us get them on.
I
Stand by one. Stand by, you guys.
Put your mask on, Rob, and
Guys, get your mask on.
we'll continue to look at Rob's pictures, and Rob was talking to that guy. You talked to him earlier.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm so